Hello, in this video, we are going to discuss one more table manipulation function in Power BI called as TOPN. The function is very powerful when we combine it with other functions as a measure. First, let's review the syntax and then try to implement it with the help of an example. Here is the definition and the syntax. Returns the top n rows of the specified table. And we have the syntax here, top n followed by a table n values. So we have to give the number of records which we want, and then table and order by expressions. So on the basis of which it has to be ordered, it might be alphabetical order, or it might be based on some numerical values, etc. So, and also we have an option which is optional order. So it's either 0 or 1, which is ascending or descending. And return value, a table with n top rows of a table, or an empty table if n value is 0 or less. Rows are not necessarily sorted in any particular order. So now let's go to PBI, and with the help of an example, let's see how we can use the top n function as it is and also combine with some other functions. So this is the sample dataset which I created for this example. I have 3 columns: product, which has laptops and mobiles and tablets. And we can see we have models under each category. Laptops has L1, L2, L3, and L4. Similarly, mobiles has M, A, B, C, and tablets. And also we have the sales quantity. Okay. And I have one more table, slicer table. So it has top records. Top one has top number 1, top 2 number numerical value 2, 3, 4 respectively. So for now, let's focus on this table, just a fact table, and then try to understand what exactly is top n function. And then in the later part of the video, let's try to understand how we can use this function combined with other function in a report. So now let me try to create a new table here, and let me call this as example equal to. So I'm going to use top n function here. Let's say I want top 2 records, and table, it's from fact table, and order by expression, I want this to be ordered in sales quantity. Order, I want the descending order. So highest value first. Hit enter. So as you can see here, I get the top 2 records, right? So if I go back to my fact table here, if I sort this based on descending order, you see laptops L1 and tablet TA. These 2 model has highest sales quantity, 200 and 150. And that's what I'm getting here in my example, 200 and 150. Now, the table itself may not be helpful in this way. So with the help of an example, let's see how we can use this in a report while creating a measure. So I have this table here. Okay, so as you can see, let me minimize this example. Okay, so I have product here and sales quantity. This is a table. And now let's say I want to get out of this 385, what is the contribution of the top 1 sales quantity? Okay, we already know the top one has, for laptop it's 200 and tablet it's 150. Or it may, let me check here in the fact table, that will be good. So we know for laptops it's 200, tablet 150, and mobiles 145. This accounts for the top 1 models, right? So now with the help of measure, let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to create a new measure here and then call this as top n measure equal to. I'll use the same function here, top n from fact. It's a table. sorry, n value. Let's say I want the top 2 records for each product category. Okay. And then the table here is fact. I want this to be ordered by the sales quantity. And then order value, I want the highest to lowest, that is descending order. Okay. So now if I hit enter, I may not get the right results. Okay. I know it's going to throw an error. Okay. You see, the expression refers to multiple columns. Multiple columns cannot be converted to a scalar value. So now what we are going to do here is like use sumx function. Sumx. This is a table which we are getting. Okay. Because we already tested in a few minutes back that this gives us a return value, a table. So I'm using this table and then expression. So I want the sales quantity. Okay. Sales quantity. Hit enter. So as you can see, I have given top 2. So now if I bring this to the measures here, as you can see here, laptops out of 385, 295 is contributed by the top 2 models. Okay. That is, if I go back to my raw data, let's look at laptops. Okay. Laptops. So I have 200. And next is, where do I find laptop? Next laptop, that's L2 model. So 200 plus 95, that's the top 2 models I count for, total up to 295. Similarly, within mobiles, I'm getting 245, right? That's your top 2 models. So if I go back to the data here, mobiles, 145, where do I have the next mobile here? 100. 100 plus 145, I'm getting 245. So this is how I can split my data based on my requirement. So if I want, say, instead of top 2, I want just top 1, I can use top 1. So I'll be getting only the top 1 for each category. So laptops 200, that's your top model, mobiles 145, and tablet 150. That's a contribution from your top 1 within this laptop. But you might ask, okay, this is hard coded, right? I want something which like a slicer. So, and that's the reason I created a table here. If you look here, right, the slicer table. So this is how it looks like. It has top records and top number. And also if you notice here, there is no relationship between fact and slicer table. Okay, it's just like a dummy table what we are using here. So now what I'm going to use here, I'll go back to this measure. Instead of hard coding this top 1, I will use max from the slicer table. So if I go to my slicer table here, this is the top number, right? So based on my selection, it should automatically select. So max top number. Okay. And now if I hit enter, so now what I'm getting here, max slicer number, but let me show you what I get from this. Let me add a card here. Okay, and now let me create a new measure so that it's easy to understand. Top name, okay, top number is equal to max of top number. Okay, so if I bring it to the card here, you see, whenever I select, it's changing because based on the selection, I'm getting the number. So I use this number that is the max here, right, which I showed you here. So I'm getting the results out of this. So instead of adding a separate measure, I inserted this here. You can see here, max top number. So whenever I want to select, okay, what is my maximum contribution for laptop from my top model, top selling model? This is 200. Okay, the 200 is contributed from my top model. Let's look at top 2. You see, the top two models account for 295 of my sales volume out of 385. So this is how we can use top-end function combined with other function. There are many other ways to do this one, but this is one of the simplest way. Okay, for beginners, I think it's very useful. Once you have hands-on experience using this particular function, you can try to experiment with some other various functions. Okay. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please drop me a note in the comment section and I'll revert back to you. Okay. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.